For cubic equations, there are many methods, but my favorite is the trial root method. Let me demonstrate how to use the trial root method. Suppose we want to solve the equation x cubed minus 3x squared plus x plus 1 equals 0 and find the value of x. As you can see, this is a cubic equation, so it must have 3 roots. There are definitely 3 roots. The trial root method involves first finding one of the roots. Take a look at this equation. The simplest root to try is 0. Let's substitute 0 in and see if it works. Plugging in 0 gives 0, 0, 0. Doesn't work. How about 1? Try 1. Yes, it works. So what are the possible roots? 0, 1, negative 2, 2. Just try them all. It's very simple. See, when x equals 1, if you substitute it in, it works. 1 minus 1 plus 1, it fits perfectly. So this equation has a root at x equals 1. This means that this equation can definitely be written in this form. X minus 1 times x squared equals something. Everyone, this principle is easy to understand. Since it has a root of 1, it can definitely be written in this form. This side is quadratic, and for a quadratic, there are 2 roots, right? Now, what are we looking for? We need to find the other 2 roots. There are many ways to find these 2 roots, such as the method of undetermined coefficients and so on. There are many methods. Today, the teacher will use long division. How do we do long division? Let me demonstrate it for you. That is to say, this expression can definitely be factored. Let me show you and you'll understand. This thing can definitely be divided by x minus 1. It can definitely be divided by it. Because it's equal to it multiplied by some number, right? As for multiplication and division, how do we do that? Didn't we talk before that it's just like regular division? You bring down one term at a time. Here we have x cubed, and here we have an x. So of course we start with an x squared, everyone. X squared times this gives x cubed, right? Negative 1 times this gives negative x squared, doesn't it? Right? Then you subtract the bottom from the top. X cubed minus x cubed, what does that equal? Subtracting them gives negative 2x squared, right? Make sure you get the signs correct, positive and negative, then bring down the plus x and plus 1 and use this to divide by that again. So what do we put up this time? Of course we put negative 2x. Why? Because negative 2x times x is exactly negative 2x squared. Right? What about negative 1 times that? Isn't it plus 2x, right? Then subtract the bottom from the top, cancel them out. X minus 2x is negative x plus 1. Negative x plus 1 divided by that, what do we put up? Of course, we put negative 1. Negative 1 times, that is exactly negative x minus 1, right? Plus 1, so it equals 0. So this whole big chunk equals, it times itself because it divided by itself equals itself. So it times itself equals itself. All right, so this expression equals it times itself, which equals 0. So x minus 1 equals 0 is one of the roots. X equals 1. This is a quadratic equation in one variable. What are its roots? Using the quadratic formula, x equals negative b over 2a. 2a is 2. Negative b is negative 2 plus or minus the square root of b squared minus b squared is 4. Minus 4 times it, which is plus 4, right? So under the square root, it's 8, isn't it? The square root of 8 is 2 times the square root of 2, right? I'll write it as 2 times the square root of 2 for you. And then if you divide 2 by 2, doesn't that become 1? So it's 1 plus or minus the square root of 2, right? These are the other 2 roots. So altogether, aren't there 3 roots in total? That's why you really need to master this method.